You've chosen a podcast by Low Moon Vagabonds. Vagabonds is the newest section of the campaign, and we are looking forward to entertaining you going forward.
Yeah, she's pretty much already done that. She's tended his wound, cleaned it out, wrapped it. In fact, the wound is clean right now. She did a really good job of it. That's why he doesn't feel blood when he reaches up to his neck, because she did a cure light wounds on it as well. So she did healing, she did cure light wounds, but it put him at 0, so he's not fully conscious. So unless somebody does another cure light wounds on him, he's going to be in and out of consciousness until tomorrow. Yep, check the stuff that's on the desk. Okay, so you'll be doing that. Meanwhile, on the lawn, Nick has the lead on everybody else, okay? And you're kind of like not going straight because you know they were shooting, right? You see by the time you're about halfway out there, you see that he has entered the hedges, so you can't see him anymore. But they do shoot at you twice more. One will hit, and you will take 4 points of damage.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Would running help this?
Yes, running will assist you in being less able to be hit because you're running faster and more zigzaggy. Okay. All right, and you need to say versus poison. It was 13, right? That's what you did. Nice. Okay. Following in your wife's example. Okay. So you're charging out there, and basically what happens is there's a smaller hedge. You go around the hedge. One crossbow bolt zips past your head. And then you duck down, and when you duck down, the other one hits you. And it hits your armor, and it penetrates the plate right at where it connects at the leather lacing on the side. And the bolt wedges in there and gouges your side pretty good, and you immediately feel dizzy. Like, can't see straight, can't talk straight. About all you can do is dodge. So you're just kind of like dodging stuff. They could be coming at you from any direction, and you're just like, there's nobody there actually, but you're going.
Is it dark enough for infravision?
Okay. All right. So you come running up behind him. It is dark, yes. You come running up behind, but remember, infravision's only 60 feet. So what? Okay, so you run up on him. You realize he has a bolt stuck in his chest. When she steps up to you, your eyes are blurred, but you realize someone's trying to hurt you. Someone's trying to grab you, basically. And so he's flailing at you with his sword, which he has drawn. He has a short sword drawn. He's trying to fend you off while you're trying to heal him. You need to convince him not to do that if you're going to help him. Okay. Roll a d20 versus wisdom. Figure out that she's a friend, not a foe.
Oh boy. 6. Hey,
nice. Okay. So you immediately realize it's Iris, and even though you're really confused, you realize it's Iris, and that you should probably not hit her with your sword. Okay. You can do healing on him first. You need to get the wound out. You don't want to use the cure light until you get rid of the poison. So roll a d20. And I don't know what your roll is. So what's your wisdom? Okay. So healing is +2. So that means your roll is an 18 or less, which means you made it. So you can roll a d3. D6 divided by 2. Yep. You got it. Okay, so she clears the poison and gives you 1 hit point back. Okay, but currently you still feel foggy-headed, like you don't think you could run. The poison is cleared out of the wound, but it's in your system. Okay, now you can do cure lights on him if you want. A D8. Yep. Okay, so she casts a cure light wounds on you. You get 4 hit points back. Alright, still have quite a few hit points left. He's built kind of dense. He's the stronger model. Okay, so he ran out first. Iris went out after him. Next comes Umbar, and following Umbar is Rod. Okay, so you realize he's been struck. You're behind a low hedge, so you're out of view at the moment. You hear his footsteps behind you. You realize that he's been struck, and you see him like fumbling around, and then you hear Iris convince him that it's her, and he stops. She pushes him down to the ground. Them who?
The assassin do I see him?
You did not see him disappear, but you do not see him.
Okay.
You know
he get back to the house.
Okay. So Rod is charging up there as well. Are you with me, Mike? Okay, you're charging up there as well. Umbar says we need to get back to the house. She's still tending to him, and when she casts the cure light, it does flare up with a bright white light. So like you see the silhouettes off the hedges for a second. Okay. So what are we doing? She's still tending Nick at the moment, so that takes another minute. You're there. He's there. What are you guys doing?
We need to get back to the house.
Okay. So you're going to let the bad guy get away?
I think it's best just to let them go.
So would that be a model or something?
I mean, Rod probably would not want to give up on the chase if he can help it. The problem is you're in heavy armor, and the guy's probably faster than you, but you want to at least make him pay for what he did.
Yeah, has to go after him.
So he wants to still go after him.
I'll go with him if he does.
You could probably catch up to them wearing your lighter armor and being pretty running also makes you faster. So the proficiency running that you have, she's really fast.
Does she have any weapons?
Yeah, she has weapons.
Doesn't really use
She has a bow and
The
okay.
problem is they're gonna be long gone by the time we get there.
So you fetch out the antidote and start drinking it, and after the first sip, you immediately start feeling better. Okay, so the two of you are pursuing the escapee. That's the plan. You'll have to just jog if he's going to keep up with you, or unless you're going to let him. If you know he's coming, you could go a little faster. If you catch them, slow him down. He'll get there when he gets there, kind of thing. If you wanted to do that.
Yeah, I can do that.
And Nick's going to go as well. Okay, so they are not following the "Let's go home" motto. They are following the bad guys. Okay.
Are you going back?
I don't know, they might need help. I'll start trotting along behind them.
Okay. So back in the room.
Against my better
Lotus has searched the papers. Everything on the desk appears not to pertain to you. From looking at it, you're pretty sure the guy stole the will. Okay? So you got with you Buggy, who tended you. He's there. Anne, who has basically stood the home ground the whole time. She's in the room, shield facing the window, and probably pretty safe. Like, if they shot through, she's the kind of person that you would want in front of you if somebody's shooting at you with a crossbow. Because her shield is really good at blocking stuff. Okay? And then you have Hibiscus as well. So there's the four of you in the room, and the other four are out there.
Okay,
Gloria. She's not in here. She went back. You could call her now, because it's probably safe here now. Okay, all right. So the wounded bodyguard went back to find her, and then when you go out in the hallway and look and like call that way, you see them kind of down in it's about 60 feet. You see them down in the court area, that hall that led up to the balconies. And then when you call them, they start to come down, but they're just walking. They're not running, so it'll take a minute. What are other people doing during that time? Buggy?
I'm just standing there.
Okay.
Like the doorway.
Owning the ground, basically. Okay, Anne? You could do you have another cure light? You could cast another cure light on the attorney because he's in and out of consciousness right now. That would put him conscious. That would be good. You want to do that? Okay, so roll a d8 for that then. Big triangles, basically. Yes, that's it. Okay, so he is fully conscious now, and he immediately goes, "What is going on? Okay, wait a minute." And he scans the desk and he says, "I believe they've stolen the will. Who is it? What is going on here? Who are you? Who are all of you?" Yeah, you're still up. Say again? I mean, he just got about killed. He was very near dead like 2 minutes ago. He doesn't know the party. He's never met you. So
is
she's coming. Yep.
I called for Gloria.
Is she here? Is she okay?
She's fine. She's coming. She just told us that you had a will to read my father. Romatrix.
Yes. Okay. He says, "Yes,
Sorry, I'm a
I
little
did.
confused from poison that was shot.
Must be assassins.
Yes. I believe they stole it.
That's what it looks like." Okay. So back out on the lawn, Iris is in the lead. Nick, not far behind. Unfortunately, you have plate mail as well, so even with your great strength, you can't keep up with her. If she is going after them, she's going to get ahead of you. And then you have Rod there as well. So Rod and Nick would move at about the same pace. So the two of you can run together. Umbar is faster. He could a little faster. Being gnomish, he's not terribly faster. But you don't wear. Oh, you have cake pan armor now. So you're probably about as fast as they are then. So the three of you are running together. Okay. All right. So when you get to the back, Haley, when Iris gets to the back of that huge lawn, so you're like 200 feet away from that balcony that you guys jumped off of, okay? And it's dark out here, but you're seeing on infravision. So you can see everything, but you're seeing in the heat spectrum. So if somebody's hiding that has body heat, which most people do, you're going to see them. That's good. They're not going to be able to hide from you. Also, there is moonlight out here, so like you could read if you needed to or see more finer detailed things as well. So what there is an opening basically in the hedge. These are the nicely manicured, squared off hedges that are 8 feet tall. And as you go through the opening, you realize there's a pathway that goes to the right and a pathway that goes through the left. You're pretty sure immediately that you've entered a hedge maze. Okay. So you're not positive which way he went or they went. You assume it's them now because the shooting of the crossbows also stopped. So you're pretty sure they all fled together now. But if you stand very quietly, you can attempt to hear noise, which is one of your abilities, and see if you can hear them moving in the hedges ahead of you, okay? All right, so you're going to roll percentile dice, which means you're going to roll your D10. Nope, to the right. Yep, nope. Oh yeah, actually it is that one. She has 7. How come she's the only one at 7? You got lucky. Okay. Oh, did you have 7 too?
We all have 7.
Oh, okay.
I got 6.
You just got scammed.
I don't know how
I mean, you probably didn't lose it. It probably came that way. She made these dice from scratch. Becky did as a gift for all of you guys, so that's pretty impressive. These are like, if you bought this set of dice, it's probably like a $40 set of dice, and she made them herself from scratch. So, all right, yep, roll those and read them in order.
Is that what you do?
Okay. You stand there, you're listening, and you hear some noise ahead of you in the hedges, and you know it's kind of out to the right slightly, and you probably would get a lot more, but Rod, Nick, and Umbar charging up sound like a herd of overloaded camels. I mean, it's like clank, 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 shung, 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 coming up behind you. And so really, you're trying to drill in on it, focus on who's ahead of you and like where to go. But all you can really hear is them coming up.
I'll try and like go and like step to the right and like go to the right and see if I can move.
Okay, so you're going to make some distance basically between you and the charging horde. Okay, roll a d20. Nice, I got a 1 too. That was a 1. It was a crap. Okay, so you go to the right, you turn, you have to go straight some distance, and then you have to turn left, and there's no other option, right? So you go all the way up around there, get like 100 feet between you and the charging horde, and a lot of hedges, and then you try to listen again, okay? Roll again, percentile dice. 05? Awesome. All right, so you're sure that they're on this side of the maze and that you're not that far from them, like maybe 60, 70 feet. Now, when you're running very quietly. Like you don't have a lot of equipment on you that rattles. You keep everything strapped to your body, that kind of thing. And so you doubt that they know that you're coming. Okay. Now, if they're gnomish, which is definitely possible, then they probably have infravision too, right? Which means they can see in the dark as well. But the point is, you could zigzag through the maze and probably get sight of them because you're pretty sure where they're at now. Now, you also know that the party is coming up behind you to try to help, and they don't know where you went.
I can like wait a little bit, like get there.
Okay, so you're going to go back out to the long stretch, and hopefully they turn right? Okay, so all three of you know she went in and turned to the right. So you go in, you go to the right, and you have to turn left, and now you're looking down a long row, and Umbar on infravision and Nick see her, and he's an elf as well. So all three of you see her on infravision down the way. Okay, so you see them, they step out on that long, and then you're just going to point the direction and go. Okay, so she steps out, waves you on, and then she ducks back to go. You see she's going to the end and turning left, right? Okay. You go down, turn right, then you go right at dead ends, turn left, you turn right, and you're finding your way through, and you realize you're close to them. Like they're only 20 or 30 feet away. You can hear them. They're walking, and they're talking casually amongst themselves. There are three of them. They're speaking Gnomish. Do you speak Gnomish? Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're saying to each other in Gnomish, a job well done. Get back, get paid. The one guy says, when this job's over, I'm out. This was my last job. The other guy says, what? We make such a good team. I say they're having a casual conversation. They feel like they've gotten away, basically. Okay, so you have to find a way to cross from there to there.
So can I? I'm gonna tell them to hold on for a sec because I can hear really good too. So I'm gonna tell them very quietly, hey, hold on a minute, stay here, and I'm gonna take my cape pan armor off and I'm gonna give it to Nick and tell him to hold on to it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to sneak to where I can see them.
Right. So you would. So first of all, you're not hearing them. You're further back than she is.
Oh.
So you'd have to catch up to her first.
Yeah.
Which again, if you charge up there in your cake pan armor, they might know you're coming. So it's still a good plan. But you also don't need to move silently to do it. You're pretty, without the cake pan armor, you're pretty quiet.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell those two at least, hey, hold on a sec, slow down.
Okay, so he wants for you guys to come up slower and for him to catch up to Iris is what he wants. That's not like a plan?
We're very close.
Okay with that?
We need to be quiet.
All right.
They don't know we're here.
So he's giving you his cake pan armor.
Protect it with your life.
I mean, it's a cake pan. It's two cake pans with straps.
For my other armor.
Oh, jeez. Okay, that's going to be even louder. It's going to be cake pan slapping on your breastplate. Dang, 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 dang. They're going to think you're a cake golem. Okay. All right.
Well, my hope is I want to get vision of them so I can see them.
Right, sure.
Because then I can drop them.
Okay. Out here, it's basically like the forest. Okay? All right, we're going to pause there for 1 second, then go back to the room for a minute. So, Lotus and Hibiscus and Buggy are in the room. Gloria joins you in the room. I'm getting better and better at saying that. Anyway, she joins you in the room. Les is there. He tells Gloria that an assassin stole the will, and that and you're able to tell them Gloria, and also, but unless that half your party went after them and may recover the will, which would be great. He's excited about that. And he says that if the assassins who broke into my mansion can be captured or killed, I will pay 500 gold to whoever completes that task.
You're not there.
Yeah, so those who are out in the hedgerows chasing them don't actually know that yet. Okay.
Are you willing to go with me?
Okay. So he says there is a staircase at the end of the hall if you prefer not to go out the window.
Yes.
All right. So are the four of you then charging out there to go down the stairs to try to catch up? Is that the plan? Okay. They are leaving the office and they'll go to a room that doesn't have a window just to be safer as they get away from the further possibility of assassins. Okay.
So am I fully
Yep. You have just a little bit of a headache, but you feel normal other than that. Basically, your body's still processing the leftover poison, but it's not enough to affect you. Okay? All right. Out in the hall, to the end of the hall, it's a spiral staircase. You spiral staircase down, out onto the patio. Like that whole thing takes less than a minute. You go over the rail and head across the lawn. From the patio you couldn't even see the opening to the hedges. But when you get out there, you'll easily see there's only one opening, so you see the opening and you can go the way they went. Did any of the four of you track? Yep, you can run with your weapons out. You probably want your bow because now you're outside. Remember, if you shoot people when it's up close, you do lots of damage. But you do have to have 6 feet clearance. If they get closer than 6 feet to you, you can't use your bow.
What is
Chainmail.
Chainmail use, that's your skill. So normally mages cannot wear armor and do magic.
Oh, okay.
But you have a special skill that allows you to wear your chain armor and do magic.
Oh, okay.
But it has to be sleeveless, that's the requirement.
So what did you say you needed to track them?
If somebody has tracking, that would be helpful, because then when you get in the hedges, you'd know which way. I'm pretty sure Buggy does not. Hannah does? Or Ann does? All right, so you can track. Yep, that means she has an 18 or less. I mean, she's really good at it. So you can roll a d20. So so you've been 2 minutes, and you're at the opening of the hedges, and yep, that's the right one. And you're looking which way did they go. So roll the dice.
Less than 8.
Okay, yep. So she says they came this way, and you can actually see the original 3 guys. You can see the signs of their passage, and then you can see the signs of passage of your friends as well. So you can tell that they all came in and they all went to the right. Okay? So you pretty much are going to have to stay in the front if you're going to keep tracking them which way they went through the maze. Okay? And then probably behind you should be somebody strong, so that would be Buggy. You want missile fire, you want to probably be further back, in the rear if possible, and then you would be next. So it'd go Anne, Buggy, Hibiscus, Lotus, and Anne is tracking. Now, this is a pretty good sized group. It's light outside. In fact, it hadn't been all that long, so you can see a little bit of their warmth still because there's so many people that pass this way. So you don't really have to go slow. You can move pretty fast while tracking. Okay? All right. Meanwhile, Iris is in the lead. You're working your way to try to be able to see them to see exactly where they're at, right? Okay? And you're trying to catch up to Iris. Okay? So roll percentile dice. Okay? Okay, so you take several more turns, and you realize there were other options, but you were tracking on the sound of their voices. So it's possible that the people behind you might not take the right turns, you realize. They could get lost. It's a pretty complicated maze, but you come to the point where you're at a corner, and then the row goes to, the hall, if you will, the pathway goes to the right about 40 feet, and it's going to turn left. And about halfway down that, you can see the 3 gnome assassins. 2 guys have crossbows up on their shoulder. They're carrying them up on their shoulder. And the other guy does not have a crossbow. It looks like he just has lighter weapons, probably a sword and dagger.
Can I like leave something on the ground or something so they know where I am?
Yeah. Do you have something to leave?
Like something you can lay down.
What? I mean, you can drop anything. Socks, underwear.
If you drop that little figurine.
You actually, it's grass here, so you could actually just like stomp a hole in the ground with your
With
boot.
that little figurine, Umbaro is definitely going to notice that.
Yep.
Yeah, put the thing down like you said and probably just put the hole in the
Okay, so you throw the figurine back to the last corner. You make a mark here for this corner. By that time, they're at the end of the row. Then are you going to follow them at least to the next corner to keep them in sight?
Yeah.
Okay, so you quietly sneak up to the corner. You look, and it goes only about 10 feet, and it bends to the left. And so you go to the next corner, and you look to the left. There's no other way to go, right? So they can't. Your party behind you should be able to get lost at this point. And then when you get to that corner and look, you see they're about 20 feet away, and then there's another 10, 15 feet, and they can turn right or go straight. And it's a pretty long row. Like this row is about 60 feet long, but at about 35 feet, there's a turn to the right that they can take if they want. What do you want to do?
There's like, I can like slide and shadow, kind of like face the side of it, like the side of the thing, and like follow them, and like average distance.
Yeah, so you're going to try to keep them in view, but stay in the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay? So there is always a chance that they'll notice you. All right, so roll percentile dice. Pretty good. All right, so you're moving very quietly. You go up. They do take that right turn. So at that point, the party could go straight, or they could turn to the right. And the 3 gnome assassins turn to the right. Okay, and then you go to the corner and you look and roll a d6. Okay, nice. All right. So as you go to the corner and look, the one of the 3 gnome assassins is literally standing right there at the corner waiting for you. And you are surprised. Okay. What is your dex?
17.
Okay. So you're only surprised for 1 segment. And he immediately attacks you with the short sword. And he will hit. And he'll do 4 points of damage. Okay? All right. So you're creeping up. Really not creeping. It's not loud, so you're running up, right? And you come to a place where you find the figurine on the ground. Okay?
I pick it up.
All right. So you pick up the figurine, and then you run down that alleyway because from there there's no other turns, right? And you come down and you pass a spot where you see like the grass has been heavily marked. Okay, so you take that right, seems to be pointing that way. You run down, then there's another left. Okay, now he's gone ahead pretty far. I assume you guys are following up, just walking, just not trying to run after him, basically. Okay, so you don't want to be too far away when the fight starts. Otherwise, they'll be dead by the time you get there. Okay. All right, so the 2 of you are walking. Dark, kind of creepy, thick, 4-foot thick, 8-foot tall hedgerows on both sides, and you're like, neither one of you is sure you could find your way back out easily at this point. It's done a lot of turns. Okay. All right. And then, so you figure about maybe 40 feet, 50 feet away or so, you hear the sound of a sword hit. Okay. Okay. So when you hear the sword strike and a gasp, are you charging? Okay. So you will arrive at the end of the first round of combat. You are no longer surprised. You can roll initiative. So you roll your d6. And you have +2 for dex, that puts you at 6. because you have a 17 dex, right? So that puts you at 6. And then you had your weapon in hand, your short sword, okay? And you remember, as a rogue, you can have a short sword in your right hand and a dagger in your left and attack with both, okay? Which is what he's doing, all right? So you can assume you have them both out. That's fine, all right? So you got 6, right? Okay, he has 8, so he'll go first. Short sword first. He hits you for 4. Okay, and this, so basically, I mean, it immediately becomes a rolling melee dance. Like, there's multiple parries and strikes. You strike at him, he strikes at you, and so everyone in the maze can now hear that fighting has begun. You got Rod and Nick figure it's got to be maybe 150, 200 feet away, but it is definitely ahead of you on the course that you're going. So you're going to try to run now? Okay, because you know there's fighting now. Slow it down? Okay. Probably a good idea. Yep. Okay. I need you to make a wisdom check at -4. What did you think I had?
Yeah, maybe by 1.
Okay. So you make the last 2 turns correctly, and will arrive at the end of this combat round to potentially act in. When you arrive, you're only going to be like 12 feet from the combat because the corner is right there. Okay. All right, you're attacking back. Roll your short sword, d20. 14. Okay. 14 is a miss. All right, so he's going to try to hit you with his dagger. His dagger misses. Your dagger?
D20.
Okay, so that also is a miss. So the two of you are striking at each other and dodging each other's blows at this point in time. At one point in the round, he did press you against the hedges, like your back. You felt the branches pushing on your back, and you ducked under his blow, and then you stepped out to the right, and the two of you spun around each other again. But it's all happening right there at that corner. Okay. Interested in giving financially to Low Moon and support the campaign? Text LMGIVE. That's LMGIVE to 419-419-0095. Roll a d20 for me. Okay. I'm going to pass your notes quickly for Iris. Maybe something right. I got a pen. I got it. I should always have a pen, right?
What?
I don't know if I can get this to you. Oh, look at you being young and strong. All my other gamers make me pass the note. She got it, walked over here and got it. You get 1 bonus role-playing experience point for that.
That is very true.
Okay. So then we go to the second round of the combat. You can roll initiative. You can roll initiative. Okay. So you come around the corner. It's about a 10-foot gap, and then just beyond the next corner is where the fight's taking place. To be able to see it, you're going to have to come out to where you can see around that corner.
Oh. Yeah, because I want to see if all 3 of them are there.
I mean, yeah. I mean, assume the other 2 are there somewhere.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like there's 4 people fighting, though. You just heard the slashing and an occasional strike of maybe 2 people.
Okay.
So it could be that he stayed, the assassin that tried to kill the lawyer stayed, and the other 2 ran, which is what they did before. That's possible, unless you can think of some other tactic that they would use. Okay, and so we are now in missile fire of this round. Missile fire 9, 8, 7,
And then
Are you doing misfire? No? Okay. All right. So they have one. There's one shot in missile fire 5, and it strikes Iris. So Iris is hit by a crossbow bolt for 3 points of damage, and save versus poison.
roll with these and roll high.
What, you have a going?
9 is not high enough, I don't think. Check your saves to be sure. Those saves are usually pretty good. Once you take poison.
Missed it by 1.
Okay, you made it. All right. So then that ends missile fire. Now we're in melee. 9, 8.
I begin casting.
9. Okay, so you're stepping out in 8. So is it something defensive miscellaneous, or you're trying to target him?
It's gonna be impeccable.
Okay, so
Or do I see the other 2?
no. But now you're pretty sure at least one of them is there because the crossbow bolt came into the combat. You don't see him unless you step out so you can see him. That's what I'm asking. Are you stepping out so you can see him? If you step out so you can see him, then you might get shot.
I'm gonna use 2D illusion, and I'm gonna try to put a wall behind them.
Behind her and the guy she's fighting?
Iris and the guy she's fighting.
Okay. So that's a less than a segment casting time, actually. And you said in 8?
Yeah.
Okay. At the same time that you do that, however, the guy that's been holding action from this fire will try to shoot you. All right? But he can't stop you because it's a 1/6 of a segment. All right? Okay, he does hit you. And he'll do 2 points of damage. And save versus poison.
Yay, I'm in the face.
Okay. All right, so you do feel it burn, so you think it could be poison. However, you're not confused. Okay. And then you create a wall that blocks off the whole thing, basically.
Yeah, basically anything that's behind that.
Okay.
I'm trying to prevent arrows from coming through.
Okay. All right. Nick and Ron realize they're very close. There's a couple of turns you've got to make. Which one of you is going to make the decisions about the turns? Or you want to split up and take... There are probably 3 possibilities. I mean, you don't know him from Adam. You met him an hour ago, so...
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
The question is, do you want to trust his judgment or not?
I guess so.
Okay, roll a d20. Also, you can not go the same way he goes if you want. There are probably 3 possibilities. You feel confident. You're following him? Okay, so he stays with you. So that says something. He trusts you, even though he only met you an hour ago. And the 2 of you charge through the little gap. And so at the end of this coming combat round, you will arrive at the back of Umbar. Okay? All right. Lotus, Anne, Buggy, and Hibiscus are in the maze. And you can hear the fighting. And Anne has you tracked to be within maybe about 60 or 80 feet. She still has to track to know how to make the right turns. So it won't be this next round or probably the following round that you guys can join. Okay? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you seem to have weapons out as you arrive. All right? So we were in 8. The wall comes up in 8.
Yeah. So I can't do anything else.
No other spells. You can do other actions, but no other spells, even immediate attack. If you only use a cantrip, you can do immediate attack. Or missile fire, for example. Well, she looks like she's getting the worst of it at the moment.
Can I throw a dagger at him?
You can. They'll be throwing into melee, which means if you miss, you could hit her.
No, he wouldn't do that. He definitely goes up for shit now. He's gonna hold off for a second. He has a plan, but
Okay.
he needs to wait a minute.
You're in melee 8. The guy in front of you attacks with his short sword, and he'll miss.
Yay!
You can reply with your short sword. D20. There's a miss. And so then he's got a dagger, and he hit with the dagger for 3 points. Getting close. Uh-oh.
The pencil.
Just a little petty part. You know you have help coming, so good news is. Must be a dramatic moment. You can attack back with your dagger. D20 always. Okay, that's also a miss. Alright, that brings us down to 4. Okay. Roll a D20. Okay. You hear the one gnome say to the other gnome, the one gnome goes, "It's a wall! You've got to run!" And the other guy says, "It's not real!" And looking down there, it's not real to you, right? So looking down there, you see the gnome who said it's not real puts his hand on the other guy, and you see the guy go, "Oh, I see! Kill them!" So it lasted for about 30 seconds. It's still there, but they don't think it's real. So, okay? And then that brings us to the end of the round, at which point in time, Nick and Rod are charging up, sword and shield, whatever at the ready. You see the back of Umbar, and you realize the fight is taking place just around the corner from where he's standing. Okay? So now you roll initiative this round. Roll initiative, so you roll D6. Yep. The D6 makes a number between 1 and 6. Yep, that's it. Got a 1, and then do you have a dex bonus? What's your dexterity? On your character sheet, look at your dex. 16 plus +1. So you got 2 total. Okay? Good roll. You got a 1 also? And you have a dex bonus. What's your dex? No dex bonus. So you're in 1.
I'm going 9.
I'm going in 9. Okay. I'm borrowed the fastest. And did Iris roll? Did you roll? Yep. Got 2 plus 2 is 4. You got the guy in front of you. Just under here. Okay, so he goes in 7, so he'll go first. So he attacks you with his short sword, and he'll hit. 2 points.
Hanging out by a thread.
Playing it close. All right, and you may attack him back with the short sword. She did. Attack back with the short sword. That's a miss. Okay, and then that was in 7. We're in 7. 6. Okay, back to 8. No. Okay.
I was going to say
Okay. Okay. You bend reality to your will. What are you creating?
He's going to raise the staff. And then he's going to try to create like vines coming out of the plant to grab it out.
Okay, the crossbowman?
Yeah.
Okay, so you will have to see the crossbowman to do that. And they have not done yet.
Oh,
They're standing just around the corner. So you can wait until they shoot and do it later. Because they will eventually probably shoot. Or you can just try to take out the guy that's fighting him.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. You see the two of you, Rod and Nick, see Umbar step out, and he goes, and as he does so, vines come from both sides of the maze walls and twist toward the guy. And they're trying to grab onto the guy that Iris is fighting. Rolling combat. Roll a d20 for a high number. Okay. I got 19 as well. Okay. That's happening a lot today.
It's happening a lot.
Yeah. So the vines are going, because if they roll around each other, so as the vines were coming toward him, it could have been her, not him. But you managed to keep them under control and make it him. Okay. At least initially, the vines are not able to grab him. Like, he's twisting and dodging and stepping out of the way, they're still trying to latch onto him. If you don't continue to control them, it becomes very obvious that they're not real. You have to keep controlling them to keep them trying to grab him.
So I have concentration, that would help, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're concentrating anyway.
Yeah.
If something tried to disrupt you, then you would roll your concentration there. Nothing's trying to stop you. So, bottom line is you have to stay there and keep looking and keep telling the vines what to do. Once they grab him, you could let them become real or try to make them real. Right now, if you made them real, it would probably quite a bit block the path, but it wouldn't actually have it because they haven't grabbed onto him yet. So, then once they grab onto him, he'll decide whether or not they're real. Okay. All right. So then we're coming down on initiative. They attack with sword. And they both get their second attack before Nick and Rod, because both the two of you are moving pretty slow. So he attacks Iris again, and he misses. You can attack back.
Ooh, 20.
That'll hit. Roll a d4.
Hey! The fear of me.
Yep, the pointy one. Really pointy. They're all pointy, but... Okay, so you hit him pretty hard. He's still there. He's got a nasty scratch. Okay? And he says, "Oh, the little girl has spunk. I'll sell your liver on the black market."
You?
Okay. All right, and then the crossmen are still holding their fire. We go to 3. We go to 2. Rod is ready to step in to save Iris. So he's fighting the guy one-on-one. Vines are attempting to grab him from the sides, but they have not done so yet. Are you going to step up and hit him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so everybody on this side of the vines, if the crosswomen believe the vines, everybody on this side is going to get covered, if they believe it. Okay? Roll a d20. That's a d12. A d20. Yep. You need a bigger number than a 7. That's a good number. Okay, roll a d8. The d8 next to it. That one. 6, but you got a big strength bonus, I recall. So look under your sword in that middle chart. It's right under your dice right now. Right under there. Yep, right there. It should say long sword. And if you go to the right, it should tell you what your damage adjustment is. Plus something. That's probably to hit.
16.
Plus what?
16.
No, not 16. So you put 1 plus 4, and then there's plus something else. Down. Long sword. It's under your ring finger, RJ.
So you just plus 4.
Plus 4 to damage?
Plus 4 to damage.
Okay, it is plus 4. I thought it was going that. Okay, so what'd you roll on the dice?
6. So you deal 10 points.
Okay. All right. So he steps to the side where you're still fighting the guy, and the guy's like a little bit surprised that he's there, and he cuts the sword through the guy's shoulder muscle, and blood sprays across. At about that same time, the guy steps back, and the vines try to grab him again, and the guy is totally wrapped up in the vines. Okay. Heavily wounded, probably bleeding to death, and now vined over. Okay. Now, be aware, if you don't clear the pathway, there's no way for the party to get past to get to the crosswoman either. Okay. At which time, the crosswomen both fire at Roderick. And you will get cover from the vines if they believe the vines. One missed you. The other one would hit. Let's see if he believes the vines. He does not believe the vines. So you're going to be struck by a crossbow bolt for 4 points of damage. So Roderick is taking 4 points of damage. So in your wounds box, write -4 in pencil. Put -4. Yep, so you got shot by a crossbow, and now you need to save versus poison. So roll your d20.
Oh, high.
Check it on the chart. I don't think that's high enough. Under your bag. Right there. You just moved the bag. Okay, so you fail. So you're groggy and confused from the crossbow bolt. Okay, so you see him dash out around the corner. Crossbow bolts come in, come right through the vines, like the vines aren't even there, and one of the crossbow bolts strikes him, and he immediately staggers back. Okay, but he took out the guy that was fighting Iris, hit him bad, and then the guy's wrapped up in vines. So you can still attack him while he's wrapped up in vines if you want.
Then your initiative. So if you think the vines are peculiar, you could try to not believe them, in which case you could see right through them if they're not real. You know that most of the things that he makes are not real. Okay, so roll a d20 and see if you can disbelieve the vines. Yes, so you could run right through them. You can see the crosswomen down there. You can see they're loading and getting ready to take aim again. So if somebody doesn't do something with them, they're going to shoot again. Okay, so Nick charges around the melee toward the crosswoman. You will arrive and can attack one of them this round. Okay, you see him charge right through. You think if they didn't believe the vines before, they don't believe it now. Actually, roll a saving throw versus spell for yourself. Okay, so you felt subconsciously insulted that he just ignored your vines, but you're fine. You got over it fast. Okay. Then we go to you're attacking the crossbow. Go ahead and roll the hit. This is your longsword, right? The d20. Okay. That's a miss. All right. So you charge up to the guy. Basically, what he does is he fends you off of the crossbow. It's loaded, but he puts it up in the air, and then when it comes down, he kind of like shunts your sword to the side, and then he steps back and you swipe at him again, and he steps back and you swipe at him again, but you never manage to make contact. Okay. All right. So as that round ends, the four of you are coming, this round, as the round starts, you're coming up behind Umbar. So everyone sees Umbar, he's standing there. You know that the fight is just around the corner. Okay? So you can step out and see down the pathway, or you can, if you're a warrior, you can charge around there in your initiative, right? So everyone's rolling initiative except for Mike, who is confused. Nick is confused. Roderick is confused, sorry. So everyone can roll a d6 for initiative. Roll your d6. Everybody roll your d6. Okay. So you add your dex bonus, if you have a dex bonus. He doesn't get one. So whatever he rolled is what he is. Got it? Got a 1. Did you check the dex bonus? I don't know that she has one. I can't remember. She does, +2. So you're going 3. That's good. Roll. And you have +1 dex? What is your dex? +3. That's right. You're the fast one. I never know. Spend a month. So you're going 6. So you go in initiative 6. Instead of, you rolled a 3, but because your dex is 18, you're so fast, you go in 6. Okay? Got it? Got it? You're joining in the combat. Okay. Okay. So the 4 that just arrived are in the back. Okay. Umbar is there. The others have gone around the corner, and the fight is right around the corner. So you have your bow out. So you probably just want to step where you can see and shoot. Probably all you need to do. And you can do that in missile fire, which means you'll go pretty much before anybody. Anybody else using missile fire of the ones that just showed up? I think your primary weapon is sling, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
And uses a sling, I think. Yeah, so you could do the same thing. You could stand next to Lotus. Anyway, you can stand next to Lotus and use your sling. If you want. And for that matter, you can use your shield to protect you and Lotus when you do that. Remember, you can use your shield to protect not only yourself, but somebody next to you. That's a special ability you have. So, is that what you want to do? Okay. So, Anne and Lotus will step out in missile fire and shoot. And she's going to protect both of you with her shield. Then we have Hibiscus and Buggy. Buggy doesn't do missile fire. So, are you charging in?
Can I charge in and protect Rod and keep going?
You can. So basically what you have to do is just pull him down to the ground to use healing on him. You can find out where he got shot, where the poison is. Okay? And then just you put your shield up between him and you, between the two of you and the enemy. The healing takes the whole round. So once you get him down, it'll take the whole round. Okay? Hibiscus, what's your plan? You have missile fire as well, right? Use a bow as well. that what you're gonna do as well? All right, so Lotus, Hibiscus, and Ann will all be shooting down at the crossman. They're now suddenly outnumbered. You do have to be careful not to hit Nick. Okay. That's a risk we're willing to take. And we've determined that in this party. The party is willing to take that risk. Okay. All right. So missile fire goes first. The two crosswomen both could have missile fire. The crosswoman that's in front of Nick, actually, he falls back on the ground and is going to try to shoot Nick in the chest right in front of him. And the crosswoman that is not engaged is going to fire down at the party. Somebody, you know who. All right? So they have, one has initiative 8, that's the one that's in front of Nick. So he falls back on the ground and tries to shoot you point blank in the chest with the crossbow. And he'll hit. For 2 points of damage. Take 2 points of damage and then save versus poison. Roll. I think we determined he needs a 13 earlier.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not his first go around with the poison. 4. Okay, so you're suddenly very confused.
If you don't want to miss any of the story, Low Moon Origins, Uprising, or Outsiders, like and follow our podcast. Please share it with friends.
Okay. But that's his only shot. That's the good news. All right, and then next is Lotus. What was Hibiscus' initiative? What was your initiative? Natalie, what did you roll for initiative? Okay, so we're in 8 right now. 7, 6 is Lotus. Go ahead. And Ann as well. Both of you guys can go. You roll a d20 to hit. You actually get 2 shots. Yep. Yep, twice. And you get 2 shots as well. Yep. Each get 2 shots. 10 is a miss. Roll again. Say again. 14 is a hit. 17 is a hit. 17 is a hit. So you hit twice, you hit once. Okay? So we'll deal with the miss in a minute. All right? But first of all, your shot, this is point blank. So you're going to roll a d6. Yep. And then add 2, which makes 5. And then times 2 makes 10. Right? I assume you were shooting the crosswoman that was not right in front of Nick.
Yes.
Okay? So you hit him for 10 points. Hard hit. You have 2 shots. Roll 2d6. Yep, roll that twice. 1 and 3. Okay, I assume you're targeting the same guys, less likely to hit Nick. All right, so that guy gets hit with the arrow and 2 sling bolts, and he is unconscious. Okay? The other arrow is a possible hit on Nick. So we're checking to see if it's possible that he hit a friend. And it did not. So he just flies past. Okay? He was ready to be shot. Okay. All right. Yeah, I figured that when I was going for. All right. So that brings us to Hibiscus. You have 2 shots. Natalie, roll twice. D20. 2 shots. The 14's a hit. The 13. I think you needed a 13. Sorry, the 13's a miss. So I'll roll a d6. Okay, and so he is wounded, and then the other has a chance of hitting Nick. You are the one that always hits somebody, so we know where this is going right here. Yes, possibly. I'll roll another d20. Okay, so roll a d6 to see how much damage you did to Nick. 2 points.
I'm a butt.
Eventually, she will have shot everyone in the party. It's just going to be that way. The possible exception of one guy. Or maybe not Ann, because she's not really a front person either.
He got shot in the butt.
Yeah, so it more skimmed off the back of your head.
You were supposed to do that to him.
All right. Okay, so is that all the missile fire? Yes, it's all the missile fire. We're now in melee 9. Haley's in missile fire. She's in melee. She's using melee weapons. All right, so we're in melee 9. Then 8.
I go in 8. I begin casting phantasmal armor.
Okay, so you're letting go of the vines.
Yes.
Do you want to try to make them real? Or do you want to just let them expire in time? Remember, they are creating a block for your party. So none of your people are going to be able to get down there to the crossroom without going through that huge mess if you make them real.
Well, Nick's already down there.
Yeah, Nick didn't believe them. But if you make them real, he wouldn't have had a choice. They would have been real.
No, I'll let him go.
Okay. They'll still last for several minutes.
I'll let him go.
Okay. All right. Then you're casting Phantasmal Armor on yourself. Okay. All right. What's that? There were two, but you have one unconscious, and there's one in front of Nick, who stays. Yeah. I think you're going to finish it off. It looks promising at this point. Okay. So we're in melee 7. Okay. So what you have going on is you have the guy in front of you. He appears to be held by the vines, like they're wrapping him up. He also took a pretty serious wound, but he is clearly not unconscious. Okay. Past all the vines where Nick is fighting the crosswoman, and your friends have shown up and have shot down there. Okay.
I will yell, we should keep one of them alive.
Their morale just sagged. Only one, huh? All right, anyway, so your options are, you can, if you want to kill the guy that's in front of you outright, you can try to coup de grace him, which basically means you slice his throat, okay? If he's actually held by the vines, it's just a chance it'll probably succeed, okay? You can ignore the vines, because they may not be real, and try to go help on the other end. You can cast Cure Light Wounds on yourself if you have it. You're in really low hit points. Okay, yep. All right. So roll a d8 then to give yourself that many hit points back. Wait a minute. Before you do that, do you want to do healing on yourself first? If you do healing after the Cure Light Wounds, it won't work. So you do the healing first. So roll the d20 on yourself first. Okay, so it works. You give yourself d3 back right now. And the d3, roll d6 divided by 2. Yep. You rolled a 2, so that means you get 1 point back. And then next round you can cast the Cure Light. Okay, meanwhile, Buggy is trying to grab Roderick and pull him down so you can take care of the poison. Mike, roll a d20. 6. Okay, so you realize he's trying to help you. He's not an enemy. Even though you're confused, you figured it out. Okay? So you're going to let him help you? All right. Roll healing. So d20. 19. Okay. You fail to help him. So you can stop the bleeding, but you can't get all the poison out. He's a healer. He's just not as good as a normal healer. Yeah. He's not as good as Iris. He's good. He's not quite. But he also gets lay on hands, which he already used up for today. But okay. So you're not going to be able to stop the poison from affecting him right now. You can cut it out like you did for her, which will make it last less time, but it'll do a little bit of damage to him. Okay. Roll a d2. So roll a d6 or any dice and divide. Tell me even odd. Just tell me even odd. Okay. So Roderick takes 1 point of damage. So he's cut the poison out of your chest. You also had to open his breastplate. You had to open the strap to get into the wound, which might have been part of why you failed your healing check. Because it's hard.
You take one which will be a 7.
Okay. I used to always write it on wounds. Just keep putting minuses because you can take them off then. Okay. Take care of those. She went. She's done. He's confused now, so he's done. Let's finish up this round. So Phantasmal Armor is in place. Okay, so as the round ends, we have one guy who is wrapped in the vines, one guy who is on the ground, but basically okay. He just fired point blank into Nick. Okay, and we're starting a new round, so everybody has to re-roll initiative. So everybody rolls their d6.
5 in a row I rolled. I got a 4.
Okay. All right. So who's shooting? All right. So what's your initiative? 4. You rolled a 4 on the dice, so you're going in 7, which is really fast. I mean, he still beat you. Okay. So the guy with the crossbow who's on the ground in front of Nick is going to get a little bit of cover from Nick, and he actually leans out to the right, and he is going to try to shoot down the way at somebody. It's going to be random who he targets because he's not really worried about it. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not going to do him because you're shielding him. Okay, so it's 6 around the table, 7 for Umbar. And it is Anne. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so he's targeting you. You're mostly covered by your shield. He would hit. Basically, he fires. You've got your sling and you're getting ready to use it. You see the crossbow coming in. You just put your head down, and the bolt goes off the edge of your shield and off into the distance, so it doesn't hit you. Okay? So you have a special ability with your shield. It's on your sheet. I'm just going to explain it to you. Whenever you're attacked, your shield can subtract 1 from the damage as long as you're using your shield. Okay? So nobody else gets that. Not even Cavaliers. Nobody gets that. That's a power from your god, basically. Okay? So the crossbow bolt did only 1 point of damage to you, so you deflected it with your shield. Okay? All right. We are about done, so hang in there. We'll finish this combat, and then we'll be ending the session. So, all right. So that's his only action. Okay? So I'm just going to let everybody else go. Shooters first. So go ahead and roll 2 attacks. Roll 2 attacks. D20. All hits are on the D20. Go to the right. All the way. I see it. Yep, that one. Yep. Okay. Natalie, roll D20. Hit. Roll again. Missed. 3 is a miss. Roll again. That's a hit. 2 attacks. 17 is a hit. 14 is a hit. Okay, so checking cover. I'll go around real quick. So on Natalie's, your first shot hit, your second shot hit. So roll 2d6 for damage. Okay, on Lotus, your first shot hit and doesn't hit cover, so it hit. Roll the d6, add 2, and multiply by 2. You rolled a 6? So 6 plus 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Okay, this guy's dying. I can see that right now. Okay. How much did you do total? So 8 points of damage. That's awesome. You hit once, right? Okay, roll your d6. Okay, so that's 8, 10, 20. Yeah, so all right. So you badly proliferated him. Missed shots, seeing about whether or not they hit. Now, this is not a rolling melee, so there's only a very small chance that you actually hit Nick. Still possible, but very small. 1 shot, you hit with both your shots, so neither one of your shots could hit. Your shot did not hit Nick, and your shot, so he didn't get hit at all. All right. So the crossbowman that shot him in the chest last round gets hit by 3 arrows and 1 bullet from the sling and goes down unconscious, probably dead. Okay. So both the crossbowmen are unconscious. The guy that's in the vines is not unconscious. Okay. You can if you want to, yes.
But he said, Jeff said we would keep him alive to find out.
You can
Ask him first. He's in vines. What are you gonna do?
Okay, we need to get information.
So what is on?
So are we having this conversation? Are we talking about it, or are you just going to do it?
I'll throw.
Or are you going to hold off?
I have rope in my bag. I'll throw it to him and say tie him up.
Okay, well, you start fetching your rope out.
Yeah.
Are you killing him, or are you not killing him?
I'll wait.
Okay.
Can I cure wounds on myself?
So what just happened there was she was thinking about killing him. No one can actually address her thoughts. She has to make that decision for herself. Now, if you saw, if she delayed long enough, you go, oh, I think she's thinking about killing him, then you could actually say something, right? But she was thinking about it, so she had to make up her mind whether she was going to do it or not. Okay, so you're going to do cure light wounds on yourself? Yeah, roll the d8. Okay, and Nick is starting to recover. Your eyes are blurry, but now your mind is calm. Okay, so you can make normal decisions. You're not going to attack somebody, that kind of thing, but your eyes are still blurry. So add that to your hit points.
So
Also, your current minimum is 3, which is very high.
That's really good.
Okay. Okay, so you tie up, which one?
The one that's in the vines.
Okay, so
I get the rope out. I throw it to
giving it
him
to
and
him?
have him do it.
Okay, so where's your sword? Okay, so you put it away in your sheath. All right, and you take the rope and go to tie him up? Okay. I assume you step back to do healing, right? He's still on the ground, blubbering like an idiot, frothing at the mouth slightly from the poison. Okay? All right. As you approach the guy that's wrapped up in the vines,
He attacks you with his sword. It rings off your armor. You're just kind of like, whoa! Because you weren't expecting it. It rings off your armor, and then he steps back through the vines, and he turns to run, okay? On that end where the crossbowmen are, the only people that are there that could actually stop him are Nick, who's still somewhat confused, or if someone was ready, they could shoot him before he gets around the corner, okay? So you hadn't engaged in anything, so I can assume you still had your bow out. So you quickly notch an arrow, try to take the shot. You're going to get one shot before it gets around the corner.
Can I like shoot in the leg?
You can, but that'll make the shot a lot harder.
Okay.
Okay.
Center mass.
All right. So also he will get some cover. Roll your to hit. You want D20. You want a high number if possible.
18.
That would hit. Checking for cover. Cover does not help. Roll a D6 plus 2 times 2.
5.
Okay. The arrow hits him in the base of the skull. And he somersaults, flip-flops over, and lands, probably dead, you're pretty sure, on top of the other crossbowman who was laying there.
Good shot.
I just need to kill him.
What about the first one?
So when your bow goes off, it sounds like boom. I mean, it's very hard. Yeah, you're a specialist bowman. You're very strong with the bow.
Okay, where are we now?
Okay.
Well, we need to find out.
Also, at this point in time, the vines begin to kind of fade. They don't look very real.
Does anyone look at the will?
No one has started yet.
Anyone in the
I
back?
can't.
Okay. All right. So we'll assume you find the will. It is on one of the crossbowmen. Actually, it had been passed off. All 3 guys die, so you don't have one to interrogate, unfortunately.
I'll search their pockets.
Okay. Yeah, they have some money, some gems.
Do they have any shield or?
They do not. They all have light armor. The 2 guys have crossbows. They all have short swords and
Do you
daggers.
have to take like extra bows?
Extra. So they use bolts for their crossbow. They don't have arrows. Bolts are like a small shaft of wood like this. And they don't have fletchings like the same as arrows and stuff.
Is there any
Okay.
gold?
Yep, they have pouches. So we're gonna assume you take all 3 of their pouches. All 3 of them have short swords, which if nothing else are worth money.
I'll take.
And right now you guys aren't exactly wealthy, so
Okay, we'll
might
just
not be a
take
bad
it.
idea. Yeah.
We'll take the short swords.
Now, those of you who were inside at the end know that that Badum-les did say he would pay 500 gold if you stop the guy, so you probably need to take back some kind of proof that you got him.
Yeah.
And eventually this mess is going to have to be cleaned up. You made a huge mess here.
I'll cut his head off.
Okay, there you go. All right,
Enough proof?
that's plenty of proof. Yep. So you take back the head of the assassin. Okay.
Clean up your guys' work.
Yeah, so at a couple minutes, it starts to fade. So the poison that they were using caused confusion. It lasted for 4 to 8 minutes. It wasn't the kind of thing that would kill you. Freak you out a little bit, but it wouldn't kill you. Okay, so a couple of things. You take the head back, and actually Badum-les is impressed by that. You find out that he's a pretty cold-hearted man, pretty legalistic, and he actually gives the head of the assassin to one of his servants that they can put in cold storage so they can figure out what to do with it later. And then he pays the party not 500 but 700 gold, since you did such a stellar job of wreaking havoc on the man that almost killed him. The will is returned to Badum-les. I will not read the whole will. It is 7 pages long. Okay, but I'm going to give you a couple of highlights of interesting things. Romatrix, known in most parts, mountain passes, deserts, caravans, and at least 3 royal courts under slightly incorrect names, being a gnome of the Vale of sound mind, if occasionally questionable judgment, keen memory, and an adventurous spirit that has not yet forgiven my knees, do hereby declare this to be my last will and testament. I make this declaration freely, without enchantment, duress, blah, 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 blah. He lists a bunch of things, like, he says, I revoke all prior wills, codicils, tavern napkin promises, shouted declarations made while hanging from rigging, and anything I may have said beginning with the words, watch this. I have traveled far, across the Sapphire Coast, through the Brass Deserts, under the Hollow Mountains, and once accidentally sideways through the Fey Crossing near Old Root Bend. I have made friends, rivals, debtors, creditors, and at least one very confused duke. It is my wish that what I leave behind be distributed clearly, fairly, and with just enough whimsy to ensure everyone remembers me fondly, if not quietly. Of heirs, friends, and beneficiaries, I acknowledge the following persons. Skipping down a little bit. Gloria Geargleam, my grand niece, twice removed, or possibly once removed and returned. The family tree was damaged in a lightning strike. Mistress Bruna Mosswhistle, gnomish caretaker of my household in the Gnome Vale, and so on. As he reads the whole thing, and Roderick falls asleep during the reading.
Can I slap him?
Yes, you can bluntly wake him up.
Wake up!
Okay.
That was rude. Let the man sleep.
Am I awake?
Yes, you're awake. It just was really boring, you know? Okay.
Not really your forte.
Okay. A couple of interesting things. So he leaves everything in the gnome veil, let me see here, to Gloria, his grandniece, possibly twice removed, blah, blah, blah. Okay. He leaves the cuss to Lotus. Now, you're not sure how he did that, because obviously he never came back here. And then Badum-les tells you that the will has a special nature to it, would update according to his current desires. So these are his most upright desires. A couple of interesting things is, he says, to the captain of the fourth sphere, the world of tides, I grant the compass of desired ends.
Well, that's
It points not north, but to the thing the holder fears losing the most. To the hermit of the fifth sphere, the world of glass, I leave the sand glass of regret. When turned, the last 5 minutes of time are undone, though the memories of that failure remain. To the miners of the sixth sphere, I leave the weightless pickaxe. It can cleave through adamantium as if it were soft cheese, but it consumes the user's sense of touch over time. To my pupil, Fizzgig, I leave the folding bridge, a copper rod that, when clicked, spans any chasm up to a league wide. To the archivist of the hidden lab, I leave the spectacles of latent intent. They reveal not what a machine does, but what its creator hoped it would do, and so on. I'll give you more details about what's in the will, because you get the whole reading if you need it later. He says, should any heir attempt to use these items to bridge the seven spheres into a single empire, or should they attempt to resurrect that which the gods have claimed, all titles shall revert to Gloria of the Veil. My creations were born of love, but they were nursed by a madness that I pray dies with me. The final word. The universe is a lock. I was the key. Now that I am gone, let the door stay shut. Signed and clocked, Romatrix. Okay. When the will is read, the party that was in the lab and looked in the mirror, which was pretty much everybody, I think, was there. Does that sound right? Except for the two newest people. Remembers a bit of the visions that you saw in the mirror. I'm going to just give you a super brief summary, but over time, thinking about it, meditating on it, sleeping on it, you'll dream the entire vision. So I will eventually give you all of the visions. I'm not going to read them right now because we're at the end of the session, but the bottom line is, in the vision, you saw a boy who looked like a young Romatrix. Okay. Now, Umbar thinks it might actually be his brother. Okay. The boy's mother, a tired-looking gnome with kind eyes, kneels beside him and says, "Oh, my little one," she says, her voice echoing softly from the mirror. "Another firefly star? You'll burn down the house before you've ever learned to tie your boots." Then in a later scene, the drawing shows a machine without an engine, a perfect circle with a note scrawled beside it. It moves because it wants to, the schoolmaster says, his voice a weary rumble from the mirror. This is not science. It is sorcery. The boy looks up, a bored expression on his face. But why? If I can make it move, why should I care what the rules say? And then a still further scene, the boy's face is etched with a terrible grief and a terrible resolve. He says, "I deny this reality," he says, his voice ringing with a cold fury. "I will build a new world, one where she still exists." The priest looks at him with a mix of pity and fear. "What would you use? A key to unlock the very fabric of existence?" The boy smiles, a chilling, confident grin. He pulls a small, intricate brass key from a pouch on his belt. That's what I'll do for now. Yeah. Okay. And so you'll have time. We'll pick up exactly in that spot next session. There'll be no fast forward. So this is where we're stopping. You are in the mansion. You've received your 700 gold bounty, and it's paid in platinum. So it's 140 platinum. So it's not so much weight. Otherwise, it weighs about 14 pounds. So you can probably divide it out amongst everybody that was involved, which was everybody. And then you can have a copy of the will. It'll take a minute because it's a 7-page document, and they'll have to have it handwritten. So you can have a copy of the will, and then I'll give you, probably by the end of next session, because it'll take time for you to sleep on it, figure out, I'll give you a copy of everything that you saw in the mirror in the lab of Romatrix.
When we saw it, it went by real quick.
Yeah,
right?
like it went, like all the visions happened in like 30 seconds. So you couldn't remember it. You remembered little, like maybe shapes. That was it. But now on the reading of the will, especially when you read that last part, you realize maybe actually it didn't go by as fast as it seemed like it did. Okay? And that's where we'll end.
Yay.
Congratulations to you all.
We survived.
Pack it up.
And Nick got
On
shot.
to your next journey. The wrong person got shot in the back.
At least it wasn't as bad. At least you didn't kill him.
Yep.
You took Lotus in the negative.
Yeah, Lotus was literally on the ground unconscious because of Hibiscus's shooting. Now, I think Lotus shot Nick once, though, too, didn't she? I'm pretty sure Lotus shot Nick, too. Thank you. You can just, I'll just pass this folder around. If you put your stuff in and just kind of like keep it all together, hopefully. I shouldn't need to get in there before next time. There was a stapler in the office, yes.
You wouldn't use poison.
No, good people cannot use poison without alignment deviations. Assassins can, even if they're good, but they do it like sleep poison, confusion, stuff like that. Not unless you're evil.
Poisons are generally an evil thing.
Yep.
Well, what's the best I can do? Do I light them on fire and burn them up?
Oh yeah, I mean your spells will be probably ultimately be way more powerful than poison anyway. So once you can do a third level spell, there's a spell called Fireball, which fills a 20-yard diameter area with burning hot flames instantly. And everybody inside it takes 1d6 times your level damage. So like if you're 6th level at that time, they'll do 66 damage. They get a save for half. And all of their items save versus Fireball and possibly get destroyed. Mages are very powerful.
Mages get really good at the higher level.
Poisons just happen to be one of the things that assassins are good at.
Can't wait to start getting higher.
Yep, that's the fun of this game. Also, I did share the Low Moon calendar with you guys. Did you get a chance to look at it at all? Okay. Okay. So, I mean, we can just keep storing these as long as everybody knows their color.
Yeah. I would have it that way we're not losing them.
Yeah. I'm going to actually make a spot on my shelf and stop carrying them in this bag because it's like 2 pounds of dice. Alrighty.
Somewhere along the line, I need to find it.
Yeah, he's pretty good about carrying a backpack, so you probably just keep him if you want. Yeah, if that just okay. So here's the thing. So if at some point, if you want to keep your character to do things on it in between sessions, you can do that. There's nothing requiring you to turn your character in. However, I would like to have a copy of it. If we're going to do that, like I can just take a picture. That way, if I need to calculate something in between sessions, I also can. Sometimes I have to plan, and I'll have to go like, oh, this person's this strong, or that kind of thing. But if you want to keep your character, you can. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, if you email them to me or whatever, I'll print whatever you want to do. Or... Oh, okay. Well, they're probably all different now because of you saw one of levels. So, yeah, I changed your thief skills. Plus, everybody got more hit points. So. Oh no, I'm talking about the actual this sheet. That's what I was talking about. Like sometimes people like to take a copy, either have their actual character or take a copy home so they can look at it in between, or familiarize themselves, or plan tactics, or things like that. RJ's got his on the computer; he uses electronically. So, but otherwise they'll be in this folder. Congratulations on catching the assassins. So sorry you had to kill them.
Could have probably got more out of it.
Badum-les knows probably who sent them anyway. Yeah, he's pretty sure he knows who sent them anyway. So we'll find that out next session.
Was he greedy?
Badum-les? No. He's ruthless, but he's not greedy. He's so wealthy, it's disgusting.
Oh, so there's no way we can like.
I mean, you could probably do other things for him for payment, make a bunch of money. You don't really have to.
If you really want it.
Like I said, people never did that. Like, so if you look in this bag, when I roll percentile dice, I just do this. Or I don't have 1d10, I just do this. Like for the longest time, these did not exist. These were only invented like 10 or 15 years ago.
10 digits.
Yeah. Like in the original rules, it even says use 2 different colored dice. Roll 2 different colored dice, and then just declare which one's first. Like that. That's 60. That's how we always did it. For 25 years, I did that.
Sorry.
Just roll. You don't use. I mean, you probably do use percentile dice quite a bit, so we could just put one in your bag. I don't have a problem. I have a bunch of them. It just won't match that color. Is the thing.
Awesome. Is that going in the youth room?
Yep.
That's cool.
the new banner for the youth room.
That's neat. Oh, pressing my next schedule.
Does it look interesting? It's a lot more. It's a lot better when you're actually playing instead of observing. Oh, bruh.
So,
It is a lot better.
just two things by way of encouragement. Okay. Dive in.
Listen.
Listen up, everybody. Listen up for a second. This is not on recording.
Stay tuned for more Low Moonian adventures.